Top of the hour, let's begin with a breaking update just ahead of the Delhi civic body polls. Now, trouble mounts for the Aam Aadmi Party as the Vigilance Department apparently has found major financial irregularities to the much-touted educational reform of the Kejriwal government. Now, this is the Directorate of Vigilance of the Delhi government that has finalized and submitted a report to the Chief Secretary in the matter of grave irregularities and corruption by the Arvind Kejriwal government in the construction of over 2,400 classrooms and 193 schools. Priyank, good morning. What does it say, and the department's recommendation also for a detailed probe?
Amita, this is going to be a big trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party government, because this particular inquiry report is talking about how the tender process was escalated and the price was also increased. The initial cost of construction of all these schools was 989 crores approximately, but it was increased to 1,315 crores. The report inquiry also mentions that the price of the tender was also escalated, and in fact, what the BJP had also, given a complaint in the later stage that these many classrooms were not needed. Arvind Kejriwal government claimed that they were making a world-class school equivalent to international norms, but instead of construction of the school, there were around 2,405 classrooms which were made, and the washroom number was also increased, which was 40%. So there were glaring, questions which were raised, and inquiry report was sought from the Vigilance Department. And finally, the Vigilance Department has replied it back to the Lieutenant Governor. The copy which has been accessed by us clearly shows that the Vigilance Department has raised several questions and doubt, and have pointed out the irregularities in the process which was also followed. It is most likely that the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is either going to send this report to the CVC back, or he can himself recommend a CBI inquiry into the matter. That
would lead to another flashpoint between the Delhi LG and the Aam Aadmi Party Sarkar in Delhi. There's Shiva also with us. What does the report say, Shiva?
Yes, so as far as this report from the Vigilance Department is concerned, also remember that this is in regards to the document that was submitted by the CVC in 2020. Now, what it says is that the following issues or violations have been observed from the CVC's technical inspection report about violations of general financial rules, and to which no satisfactory reply or justification has been provided either by PWD or Education Department. So it means that this particular report has been prepared after taking the response of both the PWD and the Education Department. Now, what has been noted is that tendering of such high value project with estimated cost of almost 1,000 crores without preparation of detailed estimates and technical details for each school, without giving sufficient time to bidders for submission of bids, and these things may dissuade serious bidders to participate in these tenders. There is a need to lift the veil of private persons, that is Ms. Babbar and Babbar Associates, who attended the meeting which was being held back in 2016 in the chamber of Honorable PWD Minister, wherein on advice of Ms. Babbar and Babbar Associates, richer specifications were directed to be added. PWD has failed to provide any record regarding appointment. So of course this is regarding the responses which have been sought. Also it says that replies of PWD and Education may kindly be pursued, from which the following may be observed. So now what the department has observed is that it is an admitted fact that PWD violated the clause of CPWD works, where 14 days notice time is mandatory for inviting tenders with estimated cost of more than rupees 2 crores by inviting 63 tenders for the construction. It is an admitted fact that PWD did not prepare detailed estimates before floating the tenders. Well, of course, these are, Amita, the crucial observations that are being made, which is further going to escalate the political war between the Aam Aadmi Party and the LG.
Absolutely. Shiva, thanks very much for the detailed update. But Priyank, coming back to you on that, as far as the CVC report is concerned, it is said to be dated in the year 2020. Why is it being highlighted 2.5 years later?
See, there were allegations, Amita, that the Delhi government, which is run by Arvind Kejriwal, in the month of April 2015, had directed the construction of additional classrooms, which was given too much of ho-halla by the Aam Aadmi Party, where they came and they claimed that they have been series of construction which they have done, and they are going to make the Delhi government school a world-class one. Later to that, there was a tender which was floated, which is quite evident if you look at the document which has been accessed by us. The PWD was told to carry out this particular work, but later to that, when the inquiry report was sought, the CEVC, which the copy of the report which we have accessed, has clearly spoken about that the tender which was floated was of more exorbitant price, more than 17 to 90% of the prize money was escalated to that. What CVC inquiry report, Vigilance inquiry report, I beg your pardon, has been stating that the cost escalated was extended to more than 326 crores. So it appears that it was a scam of 1300 crores, but the price was increased to 326 crores. In all those 194 schools which the Delhi government has, 1214 toilets were constructed against the equivalent number of 160 toilets. So as the inquiry report, there was a unnecessary expenditure of 36 crore which was done. The toilet was constructed at the project of the Delhi government. So on total, only 4,027 classrooms were constructed in 141 schools. Instead of construction of new schools, the expenditure was done in construction of more classrooms in the area. So that is the thing which was questioned. The sanction amount for the project, Amitabh, was 989 crores, which was initially 860 crores. But later to that, when expenditure was given, the amount came to 1,315 crore.57 crores. So there was no fresh tender which was called for the additional amount which was used by.
So that's the point there. Mr. Akashdeep Mangi is with us here on the broadcast. Sir, this is another round of flashpoint between the LG and the AAP government. The Vigilance Directorate has also recommended fixing of responsibilities when it comes to the concerned Education Department and the PWD allegedly involved in the bungling to the tune of nearly 1,300 crores, sir.
Okay, 1,300 crores. It was said that the excise scam was 1,400 crores. Only 1 crore was found, that too on online mode. So there is not a single penny that has been found in excise scam. So how can this very scam, the number of allegations will continue, and this will continue till the Gujarat elections are done.
Well, today the charge sheet is also to be filed, sir.
Pardon?
If you want to talk about the liquor case, the charge sheet is to be filed today.
No, that can be done. Of course, that can be done. But the interesting factor is that if the accused number 1 is not arrested, what is the quantum of investigation done?
But the accused number 1 in the liquor gate also happens to be the Delhi Education Minister, and this is the CVC report that we are highlighting, Mr. Muni, that has said that there are glaring irregularities in the constructions of over 2,400 classrooms that Mr. Sisodia is so proud of. Talks about the Delhi education model.
The thing is that, no, let me come in. The thing is that when there is work, then only there is the problems from the central divisions.
No, are you saying whenever there is work, there are irregularities?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when there is work, there will be opposition who would be trying to stop it. Interestingly, in the states of BJP and Congress, there is no work. So there is no opposition at all. Nobody cares about it. The condition of students, the condition of schools. The interesting factor is that now let me bring you one fact. 5 years ago, not a single school of Delhi was in top 10. Today, 5 schools are there. How many schools of Madhya Pradesh are there? How many schools of Haryana are there? Ask BJP what they have done.
It is not about the schools that we are talking about, sir, but these are major financial irregularities. Are you open for an investigation? That's the point here, because if educational reform is one point, as far as carrying out the works without any corruption is also another point. Mr. Muni, thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast. Coming back to you, Priyank, on this, because the report, what is being said, has been finalized and submitted to the Chief Secretary. So what is being said till now as far as the Arvind Kejriwal government is in the dock once again? Let me go across to a BJP reaction of Mr. RP Singh. RP Singh जी ये कह रहे हैं कि 2,400 से ज़्यादा क्लासरूम्स और 190 से ज़्यादा जो स्कूल्स बने उसमें बहुत कड़े फाइनेंशियल इरेगुलरिटीज इसमें साइट की गई है सर रिपोर्ट में.
नहीं, 5 लाख का क्लासरूम बनना चाहिए था। 30-30 लाख रुपए एक ही क्लासरूम पे खर्च किया। टॉयलेट्स को बाथरूम दिखा दिया, टॉयलेट्स को क्लासरूम दिखा दिया। तो एक बड़ा घोटाला हुआ है और उसमें आप पूरी जांच आनी चाहिए किस प्रकार से घोटाले वाली सरकार इस प्रकार लोगों को पैसा लूटकर अपने चुनाव के लिए पैसा खर्च रही थी। एवरीथिंग व्हिच दे डू इज फुल ऑफ स्कैम। They ensure that they have the buffer money for everything which they make or provide for citizen of Delhi and use that buffer money for the electoral objectives.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Because Mr. Singh, here the CVC has also recommended fixing of responsibilities. Now, will there be an investigation that will be called into?
Yes, obviously, we will appreciate. LG should immediately look into it and have it investigated and ensure that whether it's Mr. Sisodia or anyone else who is involved into it, the responsibility should be fixed and the man should be nailed and prosecuted.
All right. Mr. Singh, thank you very much for your point of view here. So, as far as the BJP is concerned, they have been saying that there was irregularities and something as far as the report has clearly suggested that there should be an investigation into the tune of nearly 1,300 crores that is being mentioned as far as the CVC or the Central Vigilance Commission is concerned in this report that is being dated back to February in 2020, which has highlighted glaring irregularities in the construction of over 2,400 classrooms in Delhi government schools by the PWD or the Public Works Department. Now we are told that the CVC that sent this report to the Delhi government's Vigilance Directorate seeking its comments on the matter back in 2020. However, no action that has been taken so far in the last 2.5 years. This has been taking place as flagging of the irregularities as far as a detailed probe by a specialized agency that has also been sought, and the Vigilance Directorate has also recommended fixing of the responsibilities of the officials concerned of the Education Department and also the PWD who were allegedly involved in the bungling to the tune of nearly 1,300 crore rupees. So this is the report that has now been suggested as far as the Vigilance Directorate asking for a probe into a 1,300 crore scam in the building of classrooms in Delhi government schools. So this has come across as glaring irregularities in this report that is being cited in the 17th of February 2020 report, in which it says that there were construction of over 2,400 classrooms in Delhi government schools by the PWD and the CVC, which had sent a report to the Delhi government's Vigilance Directorate seeking its comment on the matter in February 2020 itself. However, what is being said that the Directorate kept sitting on the report for 2.5 years until the Delhi Lieutenant Governor asked the Chief Secretary to inquire into the delay in August this year and submit a report. Now the Vigilance Directorate has also recommended a fixing of responsibilities of the officials concerned in the Education Department and the PWD who were allegedly involved in the bungling to the tune of nearly 1,300 crore rupees. That is the point there, Shivya. As far as the date here is concerned, it goes back to 17th of February 2020. What took so long? Well, this is the report of the Delhi government's Vigilance Directorate. Let me go back to Priyank on this, because Priyank, as far as the role of the Delhi LG here is concerned, what happens next as far as he has asked the Chief Secretary also to look into, and the matter goes back to August?
See, Amita, it's quite clear after looking at the pattern of a thing which has been happening in between the Delhi Lieutenant Governor and the Aam Aadmi Party, that just like the external policy case, the LG will be sending this inquiry report to the CVC back, or he can himself recommend a CBI inquiry into the matter. Because what we are talking about is not only a very, dream project for the Aam Aadmi Party government here in the national capital, but we are also talking about the vigilance inquiry report from the Delhi government itself. Earlier to that, we saw that how the CVC inquiry report was talking about the irregularities and how a particular, bidder who was given more advantage when the price was escalated, no extra tenders were done. The money which was spent into construction of the toilet was also 37 CR. So there were several pointers which will be very complex for our viewers to understand. But the fact remains, the basic understanding which they can get after this news break is that there has to be a big trouble which is coming on this way for the Aam Aadmi Party government, because the LG is certainly going to recommend a CBI inquiry into the matter, because this is not about only one report. This is about the CVC's report as well as the report from the Delhi government.
All right, so grave irregularities that is being pointed out in this report and alleged corruption on behalf of the Arvind Kejriwal government in Delhi over the construction of over 2,400 classrooms in 193 schools remains to be seen. What next step and action will be now conducted by the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. Priyank, thanks very much for the moment. You're watching Times Now. We'll be getting more reactions on the story after a short break.